Hi, this is Drew here from Courage County Rehab Institute. Today we're going to be talking about the Quadstick Adaptive Game Controller. This is the Quadstick here. This is the multi-user version. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what we have going on here, and then in a little bit we're going to switch over to Robert, and he's going to kind of show just the different sip and puffs on the device and how to switch between profiles. So here is your main mouthpiece. This is where you're going to hold all of your controls for the gaming. So you have your center, your right, and your left mouthpiece here. So you can do soft sips, you can do just normal sips, soft puffs, normal puffs in here. You can also do combinations, so you can do left and center at the same time, right and center at the same time, all three of them at the same time. So there's a lot of controls you can program into this device. Here's the lip switch. So this is just a pressure switch here, so you just press the lip in to activate. This is going to be kind of in the chin area. So in this one, same as the other ones, you can do a light chin and a hard chin to activate different controls. Here you have your different LEDs, so these would be lit up on the quad stick depending on what profile you're on. So if you're on profile 1, the first LED would be lit, and then you can switch profiles and it tells you which profile you're on depending on which LED is lit. To switch between the profiles, that's what this guy's for over here. So this guy here looks kind of like a straw. So if you do a long hard sip in this, then you'll hear a bonging noise, and that's how you can switch between your larger profiles, which are kind of your big games. So if I wanted to switch between Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption, I would do a long hard sip in this and then use the joystick here to switch over to the profile, hit the chin to activate. And then once I'm in that profile, if I have smaller profiles within that game, let's say I wanted to switch what this joystick does, or if I'm playing like Grand Theft Auto and I'm switching from being in just a shooting mode to a driving mode, I can switch here to switch into my driving mode by doing either a sip and a puff, a quick one on this guy, and that'll switch between my smaller profiles. I'm here with Robert right now, so we're going to talk a little bit about how to switch between profiles, and then what exactly the soft sips and soft puffs look like, and then the hard sips and hard puffs look like. So right here you have your light indicators. So right now this tells you what profile you're on. Right now, Robert's on profile 3. So if he does a long, hard sip on this straw over here, it'll make a boing noise. And then the light will flash here. So that indicates Robert's going to switch between his larger main profiles. So if he's switching between games. So here we're going to switch over to his Red Dead Redemption profile. You see here he's moving the mouse stick back and forth to switch between the larger profiles. When he gets to the light he wants to, on the profile he wants to, so this is his Red Dead profile, he's going to hit the lip switch down there. He's going to push that in, and now it'll move to his Red Dead Redemption profile. So within the Red Dead Redemption profile, you can also have smaller profiles. Let's say you want to switch what this main joystick does. So if you're switching it from being a left joystick versus a right joystick versus D-pad, these lights indicate the smaller profiles you're switching between. So here on the straw on the side, to switch between these smaller profiles, you're just going to do a quick sip or a quick puff to go left and right through these profiles. Once you hit 5, it will light up corresponding lights on either side. So right now we're on 7 because we're on the 5th one here, plus 2 over on the left. So we're on profile 7. If we wanted to go one more over, now we're on 8 because it moved 3 over on the left, and then we're on the 5th one on the right. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the mouthpiece. So the mouthpiece is where we're going to hold all your primary controls for your games. So here you can do soft sips or just normal sips, soft puffs or normal puffs. So your normal puffs are going to be a lot quicker to access. The soft puffs are going to be a little bit slower to access, and you're just breathing a little less air into the controller here. For the normal puffs though, the sounds are a little bit different than the soft puffs, so I'm going to have Robert do just a normal puff in the controller. So you hear that with just a quick whistle, and then I'll have you do a normal sip into the controller. So on each of those, they make a similar noise. So the puffs, you'll see a red. On the sips, you'll see a blue. So then for the soft ones, so I'll have you do a soft puff. There you'll hear a little bit of a wispy noise, and then you'll hear a beep. So that's indicating that you're starting the soft puff, and then when you hear the beep, then it activates it. On Robert's here, we shorten that soft puff up a little bit. Typically when you get the controller out of the box, it's about a 1 second delay, so you hear that wispy noise, then you hear the beep after about 1 second. This one's got about 0.25 seconds, so it's a little bit quicker. Now I'll have you do a soft sip. There, and you hear the same exact thing, except this time it turned blue. So the sips are blue, and you'll just hear that kind of wispy noise, and then you hear the beep indicating that it activated that soft sip. The last part of the control down here, if you guys can see, is just the lip switch. So the lip switch, all that it is just a pressure switch. So you just push it in, and that activates the controls. You can do soft presses for that. We don't have that set up with this controller, but you can do like 50% activates one control, 100% activates something else. Right here for Robert, we just have it set up so you press in and it activates, and then you release and it deactivates. So if you just press in on the lip, and then you'll just hear a kind of like a almost like a knocking noise there for activating the lip switch. Hi, this is Drew from Courage Kenny. So today we're back with the Quadstick here. We're just going to talk about the different sip and puff combinations that are available on the device. So you have 3 different sip and puffs on here. You can do single sip and a single puff into just one of the sip and puffs, or you can do different combinations of the sip and puffs. So right now we're just going to show you what those look like on the device. So if we did a left sip, see just one of the indicator lights, it turned blue, indicating that you're only activating one of them, and it was a sip, so that's blue. Now we'll do a left puff. See, you had left here again, so this LED indicates that it's the left, and then a puff, which is red. And then we'll do a center sip. So center sip here, so the middle LED here, so the third one over is the center LED. So here we had a sip, so it was a blue center sip, indicating that it was the third one, and it was blue. So we'll do a center puff now. Same thing, except this time it was red for a puff. Now we'll do a right sip and a right puff. And it was the same for the right, except now we're on the 4th LED because that's the right sip and puff. We can also do different combinations as well. So if we wanted to do left and center at the same time, we'll do a left and center sip. Here we had 2 LEDs activated at the same time because you had the left and center activated at the same time. So now we'll do a left and center puff. There we had left and center again, except it was red because it was a puff this time. We'll do right and center sip and right and center puff. Here we just shifted over a little bit because we had the center LED and the right LED activated at the same time. So that was the 3rd and the 4th LED. And then the last one we can do is a triple puff or a triple sip. So we'll do all 3 of them puff at the same time. There we had all 3 of the middle LEDs light up because we did a triple activation of the sip and puff. The last one is a triple sip, so if we wanted to do all 3 of them at the same time with a sip, here we had blue and we had all 3 LEDs activated at the same time for a triple sip. Also the lip controller here is another control we can activate. So if we did the lip control down low, that activates this first LED right here, indicating you're activating the lip. The other thing we can do with the Quadstick is just as we can do all the regular sip and puff combinations, we can do them with soft sips or soft puffs. So we're just going to give an example of a couple of them. They're essentially all the same, except you're just sipping or puffing softer into the device. So if we want to do a left sip soft and a left puff soft, center sip soft, center puff soft, right sip soft, right puff soft. And then you can also do that for the combinations as well, like left and center puff soft, left and center sip soft, right and center puff soft, and right and center sip soft. So those ones are a little bit harder to activate with soft sips and soft puffs, but those ones you can also do a triple as well. Those are all options too. And you can also do a soft lip as well, but we do not have that programmed on this Quadstick right now.